Lucas, what's up, brother?
What's going on, people? JVS family, as we are back live with another review of Superman and Lois. This one we are talking about episode 14, the Eradicator, the preemptive episode to the season finale. So this is the one that lays all the cards out before hopefully our minds are blown by episode 15. What's going on, Sam?
What's going on, dude?
Hey, man, we are here to have fun for 30 minutes or less. Okay?
Yeah, no more than 30, you guys. We need sleep out here in these streets. I know it's a lot because like tensions is high, but we really need to get it sleep. Maybe if we get enough sleep, maybe we can do some coverage tomorrow.
Live coverage of maybe. Just maybe we'll come on after the finale and have a nice big discussion about it with everybody.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's your incentive, everybody that's watching.
I'm about saying I'm lying. I'm letting y'all know now that is not gonna happen. But I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like there's other things lined up for tomorrow where it makes that impossible to happen.
Yeah, a little bit of Marvel, a little bit of Kung Fu action, and that's all we can really say. But to be fair, I'm not gonna make no promises. But if there is an opportunity, we will give you something. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I like the way you put that without giving away anything. But let's get into episode 14. The Eradicator, as we kind of pick up on Mr. Edge, or now the Eradicator, as he pops back up in Smallville, and let's just say terror and everything else ensues that take this now to a different level that I didn't see coming, but maybe people who are fans of Superman more than me saw this coming.
Bruh. First off, I think that going into this episode, you had said, like, man, Sam, you gotta go watch, because I'm always late. I've been late to the party. And I was kind of like, what happened that, this is spoiler. So you guys, if you ain't seen the episode by now, we're gonna spoil everything.
Now, if you ain't seen the episode, it's a week old. You should have caught it up by now.
Right. But I didn't know what to really expect. And then it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, he's sitting there bathing in the sun, like he's just gaining all this strength. I was like, well, who's he gonna attack? This ninja didn't go straight to Smallville, he went straight to Metropolis. And I was like, wait, what is he doing? And Superman got there, him and John Henry Irons get there. They're like, all right, we're gonna round him up and take care of his person, this is understudy. And all of a sudden, random people start popping up with powers. And I was like, yo, this man's thorough. And he don't even have to do anything. He just literally poos people with powers. Yeah. And then they're a Kryptonian. And I was just like, you can't really beat this. There's nothing that you can do to beat this man. I was like, what are they gonna do? And it turned from that to a worst case scenario, which was the end, which I know we're gonna talk about eventually.
Yes. Because that was a great setup for the ending of the episode. But before we get to the ending of the episode, what did you think about the setup before we get the big reveal of Morgan Edge in Metropolis? Basically, the CW-esque drama portions of this episode between the kids and how everything is moving with Lana and the family in Smallville.
So I think I may be a little confused. So, okay, Jonathan, he broke up with his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. We found that out early on. And then he kind of had this girl he was kind of eyeing and stuff like that, but she kind of seemed like she was part of the clique or whatever. And eventually, last few episodes back, she kind of threw her cards in, and he kind of was like, nah, bro, I ain't hip to that. I know what you're trying to do. Mm-hmm. And then she kind of comes back and apologizes, and it's like, well, I'm actually new here too. I actually really was interested. I'm just trying to figure out some things. But she said specifically that she was from Central City and that her dad was in prison and she moved over here with her mom. And I was confused. I was like, bro, who are they talking about? Because I ain't been looking at The Flash in the past few seasons. So I have no idea. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I have no idea who this chick even is. Well, but I love the connective tissue.
I'm about to say you can't lean on me for that. I have not seen Flash in 3 years, and the last time I attempted to watch Flash, they had a lightsaber battle. So, yep, it's been a while. So that's supposed to be a huge deal and a big setup for just informing us just how connected Superman and Lois is to the Arrowverse. Man, you could have picked a better show.
Right. Like, I'm just like, who is this girl? Because I was like, well, there was something else that somebody said. Forget what it was. A magician girl. I forget. It was something that was another line that they kind of left and jabbed in there. But again, I mean, I love the world building aspect of it, but we still don't know
who she is.
Or not even that. Like, how farther ahead in time is this than the Flash that's on present day? You feel what I'm saying?
I mean, isn't it during the same time period?
Have they
established that these are two different time periods? All they established is after Crisis, the separation happened.
Yeah, and that's
so I'm assuming this is still the same time period. It's just a different location.
I'm so lost, bro. I don't know who this little girl is. If any of you guys can tell us, please let us know in the chat. I love the nugget. It was a dope nugget, but I was like, look, I done seen 5 seasons of Smallville, and I'm sorry, it's 5 seasons of The Flash. And I don't know who this girl is at all.
She said her father's locked up in Central City. Who's locked up in Central City but villains?
Yeah, but who?
Look here, I'm not guessing on anything with the Flash. I was just showing this really to talk about the relationship with the kids and how that storyline is progressing, unlike most CW shows. Because at this point, you would expect it to be a little more corny with the kids. Right. And here, they're still managing to pull it off while making it realistic. Yeah. With everything that's happening, with the bullying that's happening in school, because of everything that the father went through here with Morgan Edge. I love that element of this show. Because it's doing a great job of making Lana and her family real sympathetic characters without feeling overly sappy to do it. And that doesn't happen too often in CW shows because they tend to go the extra mile for no reason.
Right. I would say that this is the first show, in my opinion, that's done something with Lana that's completely outside of Clark and Superman. Ever. It's always had to be tied and grounded in their relationship or their romantic relationship or, her being affected by something that Superman did. And this is the first time it's like, okay, they're actually giving her character. They're giving her family life. And I'm very impressed from a written standpoint. They've been able to pull some things out of this family that I didn't suspect, that I actually care about. And even the scene that it kind of threw me off. I was kind of like when I think Lana and her husband will kind of have that conversation. She was kind of like, well, maybe we should stay in Smallville. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like, he got the job offer, and it's kind of like, realistically, I mean, that would happen. Like, realistically, like, oh, shit, we got a job offer, dog. You know what? The money's good. Let's dip. Like, this town is dangerous in and of itself, and they don't care nothing about us. And they kind of brought that back to the kids. And Sarah was like, wait, y'all some hypocrites, bro. You said we ain't leaving. Yeah. And it's true, but in the real world, like, that would happen. And then it turned into a ripple effect where she went to your boy Jordan, crying and boohooing, like, man, we about to leave, and I don't know. And it's all set up for something very interesting that I know Lucas has been just waiting to gush about this moment right here.
Hey, look here. That whole setup scene of Sam going to the kids to find out where they were and picking them up from that party, all 3 of them. And then we see Morgan Edge leave Metropolis And you're kind of wondering at that point, like, who's he going for? Who's he going for? And that whole scene with that crash when he gets to the kids was great.
That joint was terrifying. That joint played like a horror movie, bro. Like low key.
They did a great job with setting up everything here with Morgan.
Yeah.
And then you get to the big reveal. I'm still trying to hold off on the big reveal because, you know, I like to even focus on the fight scenes that we had in Metropolis before we get to the big reveal.
Ooh, there was one moment. Oh my gosh. Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
With John Henry Irons.
Yeah.
He's fighting the two Kryptonians. And the whole "I never miss" line. Like, this is, in all honesty, I never would have thought you would have gotten Steel on this show. Nor would I ever thought after the Shaq movie you can do Steel in a cool way.
Right. That's it. Right.
This show has managed to make me question everything we heard from a certain writer on this show before it came out about certain Black characters, because we were always led to believe that the Black character was the villain.
Right.
And we clearly see not only is he not the villain, while Superman is clearly the top-notch guy here, John Henry Irons is the coolest character on this show.
Yeah, he's the Batman of this. Like, yes, he is all the way a Batman character. Like, down to the point that Jonathan, he's just like his wingman. He's like, yo, I want to learn from you. He's like, bro, you need to grow up. This ain't a game, Playboy. Like, people have been dying. My daughter went and sacrificed this, and he had a whole conversation with Jonathan. Jonathan's like the coolest character. Like, Jonathan's a good kid, but he had to set him straight because, like, no, you got to realize this is life and death situation. And it's like seeing the transformation of this character, bro. Like, even when he first got introduced, like, he went up against Superman and put him down, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never going to forget that, John. And I love what the actor has done with the character, honestly.
Even down to giving him his moment of redemption.
Right.
Because he wasn't able to save his Lois in his world. And he was able to save her here from the same situation as we see her about to be blasted to bits on national television. Like, that's what made this so cool. Because it was a great callback. And I'm still wondering, like, okay, like, why did they show us this with the Dark Superman if they're not gonna go deeper into that story? Right. And here was a good callback to show that again to the audience, like, nah, this is the cool part. This is what happened to him. Down to Jonathan saying, this is the moment she dies.
Right. Like, I was kind of like, what are they about to do here? I was like, is he gonna, like, I really did not expect that cool of a moment, because I was like, they are not gonna kill Lois up here. There's no way that they're gonna do it. But at the same time, I was like, well, Superman can't get to her.
Yeah.
And daggone, the kids are in the worst case scenario. So I was like, this man John is fighting two Kryptonians. What's he supposed to do? All of a sudden, like Thor, he's like got his hammer. He didn't even use it. He threw it. And like it went all the way straight, hit the lady out of the way, came back, and then he ducked the other dude. I was like, that's fire, bro. Like, that was such a dope comic book moment. Oh my god.
That moment, I swore we were going to get a moment with Jordan saving his mother. That's what I thought was going to happen. I said, okay, this is when his full Kryptonian powers are going to come out.
Yeah.
And he's going to save his mother and become like Superboy. So it kind of threw me off when you get this moment with John Henry Irons, which again still is one of the coolest moments this show has had.
Right.
Which sets up the other cool moment from this show, which is the crash scene, which is the setup, which is the end.
Oh my god.
And I have questions because I am not in the comic books, but everybody who was in the comic books really geeked out over this scene of Morgan taking over Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Is there comic book reference to this? That's what I gotta know.
Technically, if they're doing like a Superboy Prime, or if they are, I don't know. Because the difference is this isn't Jonathan, this is Jordan. Mm-hmm. So I didn't put those two things together, but I will show you this picture right here that may be a good representation of why people are freaking out right here. So yeah, Superboy Prime is not to be mess with at all. Like, he is ruthless down to his core. And I think that people were assessing, well, maybe that's going to be the distinct difference between the two sons, is that one will be Superboy Prime, one will be down that road, and then the other will eventually become what we know to be Jonathan Kent. But I don't know, dude. I can't imagine them keeping the kid like this.
I'm about to say, can they make the kid evil?
I don't know. I don't know what that looks like. I mean, if they do go down that road, I'll give them all the credit, bro. I'd give them all the credit because then that would mess up the whole dynamic of the family.
Yes,
the family would be functionally off. The relationship with Sarah, she wouldn't even understand. She would start playing the blame game. But what it would do to Superman would be the thing that would be the most interesting catalyst, because now this is the first time that somebody in his family has truly been compromised by this. Because the first time, he got compromised and the family was safe. But now one of the family members technically everybody got hurt because daggone Sam got knocked over. That moment when Morgan Edge was sitting there and he was telling Jonathan, like, line up the shot. And I was like, oh my God, what are they about to do? I thought that was so much build up, because even Jonathan broke his arm again. And he was like freaking out. He was like, they took Jordan. Like, when Superman came back to the farm, he found Lois and he was like, I can't find him. And he was crying. I was like, oh, well, this is bad. This is the worst case scenario.
Now, would this possibly set up something where even if he reverts back, that maybe his full Kryptonian powers are unleashed? Because that's what I'm thinking. Like, okay, even if you decide we can't have this kid be evil for this show, or maybe we make it where it's dormant, or maybe Clark has to interject him with someone else's Kryptonian side to even it out.
Oh my gosh. Why would you say something like that, Versus? Why would you say something like that?
There is no way they're killing one of the kids. Put it like this. If they manage to kill one of the kids on this show now moves up with like Arrow season 2, when Oliver's mother got stabbed through the heart, and you didn't really see that coming.
Bro, that just hurt me to this day. To this day.
Like, yeah, I don't foresee them, but you never. At this point, you don't know.
You don't. You really don't.
Because I mean, they are clearly trying to go to a different direction with Superman and Lois, and different direction from the prior CW Arrowverse shows, except for maybe Stargirl, with that ending that they had at season 1 of Stargirl, the way they had dang, I forget the guy's name when he killed his son.
Come on, Brainwave?
Yes, when Brainwave killed his son in that.
Bro, that was sick. Him and Icicle killing the magician's son, that was still some of the darkest things I've ever seen in a live action TV show, bro. From a superhero standpoint. Like, it was evil.
So you gotta wonder just how far would they be willing to go with this setup?
I don't know, bro. If they if they kill one of these kids on the first season, I think the internet would legit break. Their hearts would break, man. It'd be like a Game of Thrones effect.
At that point, you would break Superman.
Yeah, he'd be compromised for sure.
Yeah.
He'd be completely compromised.
And then the only way then he beats Morgan, the Eradicator, is just letting go. Or do we get a situation where Superman lets go and we deal with the repercussions of it, where he may end up saving his son, but at that point he's too compromised to stay?
I'll tell you what, the worst case scenario for me is not that Jonathan has to put his son down or not put his brother down, but if Superman had to do that. If the only way he could stop his son by taking him out, which I don't think he'd ever do, but this is a bad situation. And I don't know. He needs some help, bro.
and the way the powers work for the Eradicator, did he just transfer half of that power to Jordan? I'm confused here because he didn't turn him like he turned everyone else.
He didn't. He really didn't. Because everybody else, he kept his eyes like completely, blue and huge.
We seen him like pour into him to get his father in the Jordan,
which is weird because he tried to put General Zod in Superman, but then he put his father in Jordan. And I don't know what the play is here because he could put anybody in anybody and they can't really stop it.
So then the other question would be, is the only way to stop it is by killing Morgan?
Oh yeah, he absolutely got to kill that man. That's not even a question. He gonna have to kill his brother.
But come on, we know Superman doesn't kill. Besides, Zack Snyder's Superman, he kills all the time. But no other Superman kills.
Look, I already tell you.
So then, how much does that compromise Superman if he has to kill?
So Morgan? If he does have to kill Morgan, I think that unfortunately Sam, if he's still alive, which he should be because it's a good actor, is gonna have to look at Superman as a threat. And the world will have to look at him as a threat. And what's going to be weird is I don't know how he's supposed to protect his family at that point. Because one of the things that works better for Superman is that everybody looks at him as a symbol of peace and somebody that they can depend on. And at the point that Superman does have to kill, that's it. I really don't know. The cards are up if he has to do that.
Or if Jonathan kills him.
Look,
because they can't have John Henry Irons kill him because that would be the obvious choice.
Oh yeah,
to have him do it. No, you got to go something further than that, or you got to have Jordan become a threat, and John Henry put him down.
Oh yeah, I think what would make more sense is if I hope he don't do this. If Jonathan gets in the suit and try to help his dad and ends up having to get into a fight with his brother. To me, that makes like the best amount of symmetry because it seems like Jonathan is just really obsessed with trying to get into the fight. And right now he doesn't have any powers. So the only way he can do anything about it is to get in a suit.
But how would he get the suit?
I mean, something terrible had to happen to John. Yeah, or he stole it.
Yeah, because they better not like magically come up with a new suit that John Henry Irons built. They better not. I better not see a second suit out of nowhere. He is not Iron Man. I don't want to see a second suit. So I mean, the only way would be to steal a suit. But again, like, what the hell is that?
That is Lana with superpowers. She at one point in the comic series becomes Superwoman. Now, when they did that episode where Clark's mom gets into her body, I was kind of like, I wonder if anybody that did have that transfer, if it's possible for them to regain those powers back. And that's why I think a lot of people were also theorizing. So I was kind of like, the only other option here is he needs some help. But I don't know. I really don't know what they're going to do with this. But I do feel like something terrible is going to happen with Lana's family. I keep waiting for it.
We've been waiting for Kyle to die this entire series. We're not gonna lie here. We've been waiting for him to die this entire show.
Yeah.
Like that's the one we've been waiting to die. But what happens if they killed Lana? See here, we're leaving every possibility open.
We are.
For a finale that we don't know what direction they're going in here.
Right. We really have no idea.
Especially with something called what they call the Last Sons of Krypton, we kind of know the two focal points of this episode is definitely going to be Clark and Morgan. But
I was gonna say it could have been the brothers, but yeah, you're right.
Because it's the Last Sons of Krypton. Those two would be the Last Sons of Krypton. So we know eventually they're going to fight. It's just the interesting part is where does that leave Jordan? Because how powerful is Jordan now?
Well, so that's the thing. Like the way, and you can see it in this image, like all the power that it seemed like he was kind of holding in, he transferred it.
Yeah.
Because he had said to him, like, welcome, like, I can't remember if he said, thank you, son, or something to that nature.
He said, thank you, son, at the end.
And it was weird because he had said before, when he became the Eradicator, that his son is gone. And so, like, when he did that transfer, is now Morgan back? I don't know.
Yeah, so now Morgan, and so now is Morgan back, and technically Jordan is the Eradicator,
or something worse. If it's Superboy Prime, it's worse. But hopefully that's not the situation, ladies and gentlemen. But we'll never know. We won't know.
We'll know. I'm about to say we'll know tomorrow. Tomorrow is the season finale, so we'll clearly know tomorrow.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we're gonna see. We've got 4 more minutes. If any of you guys in the chat have any questions for us, it's 8 of you guys here. Leave it on the table right now, because any theories, any thoughts, anything that we might have missed. I feel like we went through everything, Lucas. Though.
Yeah, it was an episode that was more action than anything else, because the setup kind of happened episode prior.
This show surprised me. Hey! If anybody can say that, that's me. I was not for this show at all, and this ended up becoming one of my favorite superhero shows in a very long time.
It is not me. I preached that this show would be good.
He did.
I'm not surprised that it's good, and I am not a Superman fan, but I'm not surprised this show is good.
He's definitely not a Superman fan.
Hey man, after Stargirl, I built a lot of faith in any direction that they're gonna go with the Arrowverse after Stargirl.
Is it even considered the Arrowverse at this point, or is it something else?
No, it is still the Arrowverse. He started it. He may not be around anymore, or he may be wrestling on stars, but he started it, so it's still the Arrowverse. We're just waiting for him to magically pop up again, because it's gonna happen.
So, do you think somebody's gonna die? I think that's a good question. Do you think one of the main characters is gonna die? Like, I mean, die and not come back, kind of die.
Actually, yes.
Okay.
I think it is. I think so. And right now, if I hedge my bets on a person that's gonna die, it would be Lana.
Yeah. Dang.
Like that would be the biggest impact. Or let me rephrase. Or Kyle. Because if Kyle dies, Lana can't leave Smallville.
Yeah, and her family is effectively just tore up, because as much as I was kind of like, man, Kyle's a douchebag, Kyle's a drinker, but like honestly, Kyle drew on me, man. I don't want it to happen to Kyle, and I never thought I would say that.
Do you think it'll end on a cliffhanger? Of course, it's a CW. I'm not even. It's a CW show. It's the season finale of a show. There's no way it's not going to have an extra credit scene to set up what's going to happen next year.
That's not going to happen. Even though it makes sense, because it's a world-ending situation.
No, because this is supposed to be this is supposed to stand alone on its own, so they're not gonna try to introduce any of. Now, here's the weird part.
Yeah, that's a really good comment.
What happened if they introduce Green Lantern to set up the Green Lantern show?
I mean, I think it would make sense because they just I hadn't seen the episode, but I saw the promo that Green Lantern's daughter is on Stargirl or something to that nature is being introduced.
We can cut out he should know Diana Bruce, because neither one of them exist in this universe.
Is that true though? Because
Batman is dead or gone according to Batwoman. So Batman ain't dead no more.
Well, so okay, that's what I was talking about. Like, he's in his 40s. That's what led me to believe that this took place. This show, I feel like, takes place after the events of current day The Flash. I really do, because it doesn't make sense. Those kids,
Remember, Crisis changed everything. Crisis even aged the kids up. That was the key point of it. When they showed it, Crisis aged everyone up.
That's just so weird, bro.
Anyway. But yeah, Bruce and Diana doesn't exist in this universe. Only focus on Arrowverse characters.
I predict Sarah will try to appeal to Jordan using the power of love. Be yeeted across Smallville shots.
You know what? That sounds like a CW type of ending, so I can't even be mad at you for predicting something like that would happen. But we're gonna hold out hope that doesn't happen.
You think John will get his powers tomorrow?
I mean, technically, his brother can give him powers.
It would be nice if he could. It'd be nice if somebody that is sane is a good person to have powers. And honestly, the thing about Jonathan is such a great character. Like, I really genuinely love John. Like, if Jonathan ever does get powers, I'd be rallying behind him. Like, straight up, if it was like the third season and he finally starts to exhibit certain powers, I'd be like, yo. Let's go.
I don't think that's a good idea to give him powers. You need one of them to be plain. Both of them. I don't want to see Black Lightning with Superman. Where all the kids get powers. I don't want to see that. No. Jonathan does not need powers at all. He needs to stay regular. Nope.
What if one of the kids dies and Jonathan get powers?
Would you say one of the kids? Literally, that means Jordan would die. That means Jordan would die. You can't say one of them died and then say Jonathan gets powers. So we know Jonathan's not dead then.
In the early season of Supergirl, they mentioned how Superman worked with a guy who has issues like gadgets for seeing Batman. Yeah, but what he's talking about is that Batman Bruce left on Batwoman. There is a Batman, there is a Bruce Wayne, but he left. He's not Batman at its present time for whatever stupid reason.
Yeah, he's no longer Batman. Well, you can't say that because it's another DC show where Batman left. Like, that's the going trend of Batman on television. He leaves.
That's because they can't physically actually show Batman.
Oh, so again, same reason why Batman does not exist in this universe. Yes, they did. But guess who's not going to show up on this show? Right. Wonder Woman is not going to show up on this show. We got to get out of what's in all of the DC universe and only focus on what's been shown in Arrowverse.
That's weird.
No, I actually agree with that.
That's weird.
That's why I said I wouldn't want to see him get powers.
Wait, why? Elaborate.
Here's the thing. When they tell you never know how people will react when they become powerful, for Jonathan, it just seems like he's had moments where you question his thought process. What happens if you give him powers? Jonathan would be the one who would want to challenge everything you tell him not to do.
Yeah,
Jordan wouldn't be that person. Jordan is here's what part. Jordan's the loving kid. Jonathan is the more rebel, more popular one. So if you give him powers, he can literally turn into Jason Todd. That's her name, right?
Yeah, you did. But it's like the weird thing about Jonathan is that Jonathan's always fixing everybody's messes. He's always holding everybody's secrets. And I will say this. He's been reaching a breaking point. Like, he's been continuously being like thrown under the bus, being expected to take the crap, and he's been taking it like a dutiful son. But he's been bearing, he's been gritting it. Now, do I think that he could turn into like a Lex Luthor type because of that? I don't know.
Give him powers and you'll find out.
I don't know. I got a little more faith in Johnson.
He is not the one to give powers to at all. We're going to stick with it being Jordan, the kind-hearted, innocent, social outcast.
He should, but that's not the way the Warner Brothers works.
But the people he know are the people in the Arrowverse. Yes, he knows plenty of people. He knows Flash. He knows the Legends of Tomorrow. He knows Black Lightning. He knows everybody in that universe is the people he knows. So they're not gonna if they wouldn't reach outside the universe to show someone who they don't want to exist because they couldn't show them on television constantly. Like Batman can never be on television. It's really simple. It's literally why you got Batwoman and now the other Batwing. You're gonna get them. You got two Titans. You got Nightwing, Batwing, Robin. Like you got everybody but Batman, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah, well, at least we got all that.
At least you got Superman. Be grateful with Superman. You're not getting Wonder Woman again on television, and you're definitely not getting Batman on television.
You know what, Jed? You might be right. You might be right.
I just wonder, will they ever give it to him, or do they want it where both of the kids don't have powers?
I think eventually Jonathan's going to get it.
It's more interesting for him. It's more interesting for him to never get powers. Way more interesting.
It is, but I just know eventually he's going to get it. But I think the struggle is going to be to, if he does, what do they do with it?
Ye of little faith. I have way more faith that they will not give him powers.
Move in with his friends. All right, well, this is the last comment, and we got to go, you guys. We went 6 minutes over the time we were supposed to go.
We did.
Oh, wait, actually, no. We started at, we went 40 minutes
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yeah.
I feel like John being written like the first season of Smallville. Wow. You know what? Dang, you're right.
You know what?
Because that is exactly what happened. Like, him and... Like Lex and Clark were like brothers the first season. Like Lex didn't have any powers, but he always wanted to do something with it. And he was always ambitious and trying to protect Clark, but he slowly started to get like jealous and
in other words, he's exactly what Jonathan is right now.
Dang.
And you know what? I'll leave it on this note and then we could go. Because I told Sam, I sent it to one of our group chats. I don't know if Sam may have seen it. That, at this point, I'm not sure if Lex Luthor's a bad guy. I mean, I fully understand why he would think the world should worry about Superman. So if they play that same thing with Jonathan, it would make a lot of sense. Because if Jonathan sees either his brother like lose it or his father lose it, he would understand that both of them are a threat. And the worst thing you could do to that boy is him seeing his brother or his father or both as threats. And him lining up with his grandfather's thinking.
He's almost there.
Yep.
He's close. He's really close. The crazy thing is, and we talked about everybody but Lois. The consistent pivot point, honestly, is Lois. Lois has not been shaken at all. It's crazy how she really is cemented as one of the most important parts of the show on a lot of different levels. And I didn't think that they'd be able to achieve that in the show.
Yeah, if it wasn't named Superman and Lois, I would assume she would be dying in this episode.
Right.
It's named Superman and Lois. You can't kill Lois off in Superman and Lois. But boy, Jesus. You know what? On that note, we're out. We're out.
We're gone.
We're out. Peacemaker and Lex. God.
All right, you guys. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed our.
Peacemaker would kill Lex Luthor. He would literally kill him.
No, I think what he's saying is that you like Lex and you like Peacemaker. So
yeah. No, I'm not Team Lex. I said I understand Lex. I understand him. How could you not understand him? An alien shows up in your world with enormous powers. It's the same reason why I said in BVS what Batman said made perfectly good sense. How dare you have this flying monster going around here with unlimited powers and no one to be able to check him? That's all I'm saying.
You know what?
And Peacemaker's for America, and I'm for America, so that's different.
You know what? I know.
And Agent Guy from
No,
Winter Soldier and Black Captain America.
We gotta go, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Keep it locked,
JBS. See his daughter because he's not gonna try to.
We're gonna stop. We're gonna go. On that note, we're going to the outro. Peace, people.